gone home already and going, we can take this strategy, why aren't we doing this? And of course, some of it is limited by the fact that newer picks come into play and do change up the dynamics of what strategies they're implementing.
Okay, so we see the Zil ban and the Raz ban, which is really very interesting coming out from SMG. SMG, the overlays are the wrong way around here, but Ryoma being banned as well. But unless they ban the L'Oreal, Alpha Red can lock this one.
Were Alpha, I cannot recall, were Alpha
is.
Red putting emphasis on L'Oreal in the previous matchups though? Because I don't recall them playing L'Oreal.
Just because, as you said, just because they weren't putting emphasis on it, doesn't mean they don't want to play it.
Very true, Mr. John. So a Lubu ban, so really going out of the way of having bans we didn't get before, but there you go, L'Oreal being locked in on the side of Alpha Red.
So maybe SMG just don't really respect the L'Oreal. They're not too worried about it at all.
Maybe, or maybe they wanted the L'Oreal to be picked up, or they wanted something they knew APR would go for, so they can get the Malok and Ormer. So they wanted a double power pick play to come into effect. This does leave Murad open for Kit if he chooses to do it, as well as his Nakroff. And we see that Kit likes to be in this assassination role, so I feel as though Murad or Nakroff will be a next rotation pick coming out on the side of APR.
Potentially, but I mean, you've also got to think about other solo picks. So like the Zephys, it's again a similar sort of role to Ryoma. We've
seen APR run Zephys and Nakroff in the same composition. So I won't rule it out entirely. And Chaugnar, we've seen played in two different roles earlier today. You know, we had him as a mid lane mage. We've also had him in that supportive role.
Yeah, so both of those heroes going to be hovered. Wouldn't be surprised if they actually changed one or even both of these picks, well, but I also wouldn't be surprised if they lock them both in. I
think if you lock in the Chaugnar now, you are relegating to the supportive role, because you know that L'Oreal is taking that mid lane and taking that priority. So yeah, they're looking at picking up support here. Chaugnar, not really sold on it. I think that we've seen more impact from the mage form of Chaugnar rather than the support, but we know what Thane can do. This tanky support, great disengage, great engage, great survivability, all round the perfect tank support in this game at the moment.
Something as well that is still open is that Arduin that has been played by, it was ST Scott who was kind of favoring that, so maybe they're going to be looking at picking that up, but instead the Nakroff and the Chaugnar get locked in.
I feel as though Arduin is a Scott pick. I feel as like Scott is like the only person who's picking it up. Yeah. So Chaugnar, that's probably going to be rotated in the mid. They'll probably go for the mage version of Chaugnar and put that in the mid lane.
Still open.
Yeah, we did not talk about Violet. We'll wait on that just a second. Chaugnar will be played in the mage version in this lineup because they pretty much need to just round out their composition right now. They've taken away the Nakroff, so I think if they wanted to give Kit a comfort pick, they have to lock in the Murad. That's not saying they will, but Murad is available now that Nakroff has been removed if we want to make Kit as comfortable as he can be to do what he does best.
Yeah, so just thinking about what they're going to pick up, I feel like at the moment they're debating between either Slims or Violet. Of course, Slims so good at chunking through those tanks, but instead they're actually going to go for the Airy, so I was completely wrong. Or hover it anyway.
It's fine. I've done that a couple of times today and over the course of a couple of days. It happens sometimes. Airy pickup, so they're going to run a 0 marksman composition.
That is such a tanky.
And another pick we completely ignored, Zenial.
Yeah, he could get picked up, and Violet makes it all the way through pick ban. I mean, it hasn't been locked in yet, so, you know.
Up until this point, Violet has had 100% pick ban.
That is, yes.
Yes.
I think so.
I think it's definitely, if it is, it's only happened one game then, other than this.
Yeah.
For the most part, it's been banned or picked.
I might be thinking of Murad, but I have a feeling...
No, Murad's been let through loads of times.
Yeah,
Murad's been let through loads of times without being picked or banned.
Cool. But they haven't locked it in yet, so they could still go for the Violet, but...
I don't think they need it in this composition. I don't think they're going for the Violet. It would be an interesting pick to add that range, but I don't think they need it. They can just run this super tank, and they're relying heavily on the damage from Chaugnar and from Nakroff. And we saw the damage, the output that Chaugnar could do when he's put into a magey role, which is what Hanzo is going to do in that mid lane.
And this is the sort of comp that we actually saw from ST, the sort of the triple tank with a mage and a physical damage.
And yeah.
And this is exactly what they've gone for again. The Zenial and the Malok combo as well, something that ST ran in that last game. That was super effective at turtling up, so if they're trying to scale into the late game and try and stop that scaling, this is exactly the sort of comp that they'd be going for. And right now, it's looking pretty smart given how it was performing last game. and even against the Thailand team as well.
Well, there you go. That's who they're going to be playing. Liang on the Malok, Chi-Chi on the Krop, Hanzo with the Chagnar in the mid lane, Serenia on Zenial, and Genji on Ormar. So we're going to have that Malok-Zenial combo yet again with the global pressure that can exert, not knowing when they're going to enter the fight, and when they do, how much of an entrance are they going to make.
Here we go into our final quarterfinal of today. We still do have 2 more semi-finals, so the winner of this will be progressing onto the semi-finals, but for now, they need to get through the opposing team. SMG from Taiwan, the first seed, will take on Alpha Red from Thailand, the second seed from Group B.
One more slot left in those semi-finals, and lots of people would chalk it up and just already say that SMG have got this in the bag. But they need to get through Alpha Red first. Can they be the first quarterfinal to make it a 2-0? Or will they spread it out to a third game and just show you how close these quarterfinals have been?
Absolutely. 2 games so far have gone over 20 minutes, which is something that we very, very rarely see, or have rarely seen in the AIC so far. Both teams going for the early invades onto the Might Golem, so a standard affair so far. SMG giving that over to Chi-Chi on the Necros. And over on the Alpha Red side. Not too sure who it went over to, but they are going to take it away nonetheless and try and go for a little bit of a skirmish. Hanzo taken very low, has to base.
So it was Kit who picked up the Might Golem buff. And in the mid lane, Hanzo, yeah, just chunked out already by Last Hope's L'Oreal.
It's not the end of the world. I mean, you know, the wave isn't going to be pushing.
Yeah, it's a slow-moving wave.
It's a slow-moving wave, so it's fine. It's not the end. Yeah, it's fine. And Ormar was there to sort of soak up anything that needed to be soaked up. L'Oreal now caught between the Ormar and just dashes over. Says, "Oh, no thanks. I'm a little bit out of position, but I'm fine. I'll just reposition." And SMG looking for a little bit. No, they're not going for the 2-1-2 style that ST were going for.
At the moment, they're just hovering around the top lane because they want to catch people going for the Sentinel or getting early vision of it. They're lingering around top side because I imagine they'll do the Sentinel through the mid lane to drag and rotate. But we'll see how that adapts because they're pushing through to the mid lane at the moment.
They're just pushing in the top lane as well. So SMG definitely have the man advantage on this side of the map. They're just going to start with the Spirit Sentinel. It looks like Alpha Red do actually want to challenge here, but here comes Ormar.
Beautiful
stun. Able to start off the fight in style. They pick up the Spirit Sentinel and force Alpha Red to back off the fight. Liang as well, just picking up the pieces, and they're going to rotate down and potentially picking up the Abyssal Dragon as well, given that Alpha Red, you know, they're down at half HP. They can't afford another engage like that, but they're going to find one over towards the Might buff. It's going to be Murad trying to bot the ultimate to get away. Dashes out and is able to just about escape, but Wise isn't so lucky.
That's definitely going to be the Abyssal Dragon for SMG right now. They're committed onto the bottom side of the map. Chagnar's going to start it off, and Chi-Chi and Genji are definitely going to join him in that fray. They have to send Liang to the lane to clear the wave to stop the chip damage coming into that turret early. Look at that Shadow. He's lingering around, but there's no way he's going to be able to get in there. I mean, he does have punish, so he might go for the steal. I think he's gone in too early here. No, he gets it!
And he dashes away. He's going to be able to get away with the steal on the Abyssal Dragon, and Alpha Red trying to find a kill as well onto Genji, but Taos, you're a little bit overextended, my friend. Will fall, but it's a nice little bit of play. Not sure he needed to go in there as well. Murad trying to follow up on it, but yeah, he thinks better. Not quite enough damage just yet. Last Hope, not enough either.
I'm very surprised that Shadow managed to get away from that. They did have the punish available. I mean, they had Chi-Chi around the area. He could have gone in there.
But unfortunately, there wasn't a B. Kit dashing onto Liang, dropping the slow zone and trying to drop the ultimate as well, but Liang's just going to walk away. Malok will be able to heal that, siphon it back up, and it shouldn't be too much of a bother. SMG, though, still in the gold lead. They have those 2 kills, 600 gold ahead. Not too devastating, but still there.
Lovely little back and forth there by Chi-Chi. Dodges out L'Oreal's ability, then jumps back in to secure the camp, and then just walks away. So kind of like a, ha, gotcha, and then come back.
Yeah.
Himself, the camp, so he's not losing out on any of that precious XP and gold. Giving himself nice and fed. I mean, he's leading the game at the moment with his experience advantage. He's leading the game as well as gold, so he's really stacking up the resources, and SMG seem to be happy to funnel it into Chi-Chi at the moment.
See if he can scale him up into late game as Nakaroth is such a demon in the late. If he's able to jump on kill, or maybe even Last Hope, and get that CC down, then that's pretty much curtains, because the burst damage coming out will be just too strong. Of course, you do have Cleanse on Last Hope and no Endure, which means that if he is able to jump on, there's very little recourse for him, despite his team sort of rallying around and collapsing on his position.
Trying to help D push this wave. Wise running into Genji. Smart decision to stun him and walk away. They still don't have a lot of information about where a fair few of the Alpha Red lineup are, so they don't want to take that engagement unless they absolutely have to. And this is going to be the catalyst that ignites the fire. Abyssal Dragon is up on the map.
SMG will start it off. Hopefully this time they can secure it. Shadow again on the sidelines. They're going to be having flashbacks to last time. Murad will drop the ultimate. There's the Malok zone as well. And they're going to try and run on through. SMG absolutely running away with this fight so far. There's a double kill for the Chowdnar. Last Hope is able to trade it back, but Towels will fall nonetheless. Kit trying to find anything, but Chi-Chi is going to take down the Abyssal Dragon. Trying to find the kill onto Kit, but Murad just too strong. Liang will close it down though.
I mean, imagine being in that situation when you're...
That's an ace.
That's an ace for SMG. They can't really do much with the ace. It's just going to be an experience and gold buff because they haven't really got the HP or the minion waves in the right position for it. But I was just saying, imagine being Nakaroth there and stood there. You take down someone and you can't see. You just see a sword come through a brick wall and slice you in half. Just like, what?
What? What happened?
I didn't even see that.
Yeah, Kit just got caught by surprise by that over the wall. Does manage to be the last kill. One kill for one kill, but the rest of his team does go down as well. And the Abyssal Dragon this time actually goes over to SMG rather than getting stolen away by Alpha Red.
And, you know, we were pegging SMG as a team that was a little bit more slow, a little bit more methodical, and like to play for the late. But they've got the early advantage against an early aggressive team. And Chi-Chi with the steal.
Murad, though, is a little bit angry, but Chi-Chi is just going to be able to get away from that one. Pick up the Spirit Sentinel, gain all of that HP back, and it won't be too much of an imposition as well for him to just get out of that thing. Oh, defensive ultimate from Liang, but Shadow's just going to dash away.
Just wants to clear out that siege minion as quickly as possible. They do so much damage to the turret if they're focusing it.
Has gone in the mid lane, but has he gone too far? Chowdnar and the rest of his team are able to come in and try and capitalize. Wise will fall early. Last Hope taken down very, very low. Not able to get out of that one. And that's 3 kills going over very quickly as Chi-Chi actually soloed out Kit on the sideline.
If SMG want to commit to this, they could possibly go for the inner as well, but Towels gets underneath it, so they're going to have a little bit of difficulty pushing it down. But no, Towels backs away from it. I'm adamant he could have stayed under that tower as long as he's been able to just not get locked up. And the 2 players there, I mean, the only person who could really have provided the CC were not really in that fight.
That's going to result in 2 towers in the mid lane being taken and a tower in the top lane being taken as well. Potentially the Abyssal Dragon being soloed out by Chi-Chi. There's no contesting here coming out from Alpha Red. Dark Slayer's on the map. It's too early for that just at the moment for SMG.
Well,
but you can see how methodical they
Shadow.
are. Caught underneath the turret. Does get the lockup, but 3 players are going to be jumping straight at you. It's not going to last very long, and Hanzo picks up the kill on the Chowdnar.
Yeah, overcommitting in the bot lane by SMG. They've just been taking everything they want on this map. Bar, of course, the first Abyssal Dragon. Cheeky little steal from Shadow, but I think they just got their payback for that by sending 4 members to go and goon squad him.
Yeah, you can see now why SMG are one of the better teams one of the best teams in the world, because right now they're playing around the map. They're playing and pushing and getting these engages, getting these early aces. I think that's the earliest ace we've actually ever seen. So far in the AIC, coming out from SMG, and it just came from a well-managed team fight. They were able to get the aggression where they needed to, pop in, pop out, and manage the damage as well. Shadow getting backed off this bot lane turret as they just push and proxy the wave to make sure the minions can take that turret convincingly.
So rotate back to the mid lane. Chowdnar and Ormar, they're lingering around this camp. Going to clear out the camp, and Liang just going to let his presence be known in the mid lane. Zenio, I think, is going to pick up that Spirit Sentinel based on the positioning. Got 44 seconds on that Abyssal Dragon, so plenty of time for SMG to play for before they send at least 1 person back to do it. And Shadow, going very low, pops his ultimate very early on. Does not want to risk the dive.
Certainly not. Last Hope has to dash away as Liang spots her out in the jungle.
I mean, all while this is going on, Zenio has been pushing in that top lane, so people can rotate to go and help him, but at the moment they're more worried about what's going on in the mid. So when that wave catches to the tower, there has to be an answer on the side of Alpha Red, otherwise they're just going to concede another objective.
Try a diver onto Wise. Genji actually pops stand tall. Murad trying to get the ult damage down, but all those guys are far too tanky for anything else to happen. Wise just knocks them up, but it's not going to matter. The turret just falls.
Did they send 2 into the top lane? They sent L'Oreal and they sent Zephys to go top against the Zenial. You don't need both of those. You've overcommitted sending resources to the top when you should have had someone in the bot. You potentially could have contested that tower a little bit better than what you were already able to do.
I was saying they had 3 tanks on the side of SMG, but Hanzo on this Challenger is tanking up as well with 4 kills and 4 assists as well. Like, they're all so far ahead at this point. But the fact that he's going tanky is just going to further that, because Chi-Chi can just jump in and they can't burst anyone but him down, and he can get away from them as well.
They've got a 9k gold lead in 10 minutes. No, 10k gold lead in 10 minutes. So it's that 1k a minute advantage in gold that we've seen basically become one game at that point. It's just you can't come back from that. We haven't seen a team come back from that kind of advantage.
Yeah, exactly. And it's really all on Alpha Red if they can close out or find a mistake that SMG make. But when you're one of the best teams in the world, you don't really make that many mistakes.
They're just taking all these objectives without contention, and an objective they might be able to get away with is the Dark Slayer.
I did that. We saw the Lubu able to solo it out last time, but this is going to be 2 players on this time, and they're just going to
Yeah, well, Nacroft and Ormar don't have the sustain that Lubu does when he pops his ultimate, which is why they need 2 in there, because I feel like if one person was soloing it, it becomes too much of a risk. Whereas you send in the duo, they're easy to clean it up, and now you're sitting on a Dark Slayer, only the high ground towers remain, and you've extended that to 11k gold lead, so it's still sitting in line with that 1k advantage per minute. It's scaling up as the match goes on, perfectly in line with the time.
Yeah, you saw there Morad actually popping the ult on Liang, not even able to get through that shield. So you can just see how tanky and how far ahead they are. At this point, there's really no one can touch them on the side of SMG. Alpha Red have their only hope really in the form of L'Oreal, but they're going for a fight under the mid turret. There we go. They're trying to engage, but Alpha Red
just can't get through them at all.
Towers is going to go. Lost hope, running away, and Shadow to follow as well. But there's the jump in from the Zenial, not quite able to close out the kill. The core is exposed. SMG looking to put the hurt onto the core. They're going to be able to close it down. Are they going to be able to pick up any kills? It does not matter. SMG close out a quick first game versus Alpha Red.
There's not much to dissect from that other than the fact that they got to a point about 7-8 minutes into the game where you just couldn't kill any members of SMG. If you can't kill anyone in SMG, how are you supposed to contend them for objectives? How are you supposed to get an advantage where you can take your own objectives and dictate the level of play? SMG just had complete control over that matchup, and they never let go of it.
Yeah, such a tanky lineup. 4 players on that team, verging on unkillable at that point because of how far ahead they were. The fact that Chi-Chi on that Nakaroth as well.